going on, guys? JD from New York here, and it's WrestleMania week, and I got big news leading up to Sunday's massive pay-per-view on the WWE Network. Just took a 3-hour nap, fully refreshed. I've been taking a beating at work all week long, and now tonight, I got breaking news on a major debut and a possible major return for WrestleMania 32. Let's get right into the news. Just keep in mind, this Friday, Off The Script is going to be one of the biggest Off The Script weekends you have ever seen for the show. WrestleMania 32 and NXT predictions on Friday, and major news stories about Roman Reigns, Shane McMahon, and WWE dropping the Divas Championship all weekend long. You do not want to miss Off The Script this weekend. As far as WrestleMania goes and who might be debuting and returning at the pay-per-view, WrestleMania week is upon us and the usual rumors and news are making their normal rounds. However, the week of WrestleMania seems to be when we find out some of the bigger things that may go down at the event, as there are more workers for WWE to help them out, and a good deal of the media is in town to catch anything possible. So what is the biggest thing happening at WrestleMania outside of the matches? Well, according to CageSideSeats.com, a major return or debut is set to occur. In fact, both are also very possible. Before we get carried away with this, we have to consider what this means. A big debut seems terrific, but we do not know exactly who is set to debut at WrestleMania. There are a few rumors going around, though. Normally, we would see debuts to the main roster the following night on Monday Night Raw, not the night of the event itself. The reason for this time is pretty much, time constraints on WWE and WWE Creative. WWE usually wants to cap off the year at WrestleMania, and starting a guy at WrestleMania is not helpful to them or the company, as they want to start the new year, meaning the new season of WrestleMania as we build towards WrestleMania 33, and they want to start that off with new guys, not end it with someone new. Keep that in mind, because that exactly was what I was thinking before I even reported this and hit the record button. It makes sense for this show, and it has worked for over 30 years, so I think we're safe. There are a few people that make sense for a debut idea, however. There are several rumors surrounding NXT champion Finn Balor and his plans for WrestleMania 32. The NXT champion will take on Samoa Joe at NXT TakeOver Dallas this Friday, which I can't wait for. Review right here on my channel immediately following the show. This Friday for the NXT title. It is uncertain what the outcome will be, but many believe Joe is going to take the title off of Finn Balor. How many of you, I'm going to leave you a poll within the video, how many of you believe Finn Balor will drop the title this coming Friday to Samoa Joe? I think Samoa Joe will be crowned the new NXT champion. We'll discuss that on Friday for Off The Script. This would free Balor to come to the main roster. I reported right here on Off The Script. Well, this is not Off The Script, but I reported right here on this channel. You guys know what I mean. Vince McMahon has been calling for a Balor call-up dating back to last summer. The plan was actually to debut him at the end of the summer, but plans had to be changed. They changed due to both Sami Zayn and Hideo Itami going down to injury. Kevin Owens was also called up, and NXT needed a top babyface. Balor was the man down in NXT since, and Triple H has been trying to keep it that way because he wants NXT to succeed more, but also wants to protect Finn Balor. Triple H wants to bring Balor up when the company has something big planned for him, otherwise there is no reason to debut him. It does make sense. However, Vince wants Balor up quickly. It seems, according to the rumor mill, they may actually have come to a compromise. Triple H wants Balor to finish his NXT run at TakeOver at least. Vince wanted Balor up as recently as the Chicago WWE Raw just a mere few weeks ago. So it does appear Balor will drop the title right now to Samoa Joe. Regardless, he could very well keep it and stay with NXT and debut later on if Triple H got to keep things his way. If he does debut, the only real need for him would be for him to help out Shane McMahon and defeat The Undertaker along with members of the Balor Club in Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows. This has been one of the many scenarios that I've brought to your attention about a possible ending for the Hell in a Cell. We will discuss that in a second. A picture did surface of Ken Anderson or Carl Anderson. It says Ken Anderson here. I think they got Carl Anderson and Mr. Kennedy mixed up. Sorry about that. I'm reading it from the fucking dirt sheet. A picture did surface here. Who knows? We may see Ken Anderson as well. Who the fuck knows? A picture did surface of Carl Anderson at the WWE Performance Center earlier this week. So having him fly to Dallas for WrestleMania 32 really isn't out of the question. So we could probably even expect him possibly to show up at NXT TakeOver in Dallas on Friday. Another name is Baron Corbin. He is likely to debut very soon as well. It would not make much sense for him to do it now, though. As far as the return goes, we can eliminate a few people from this part of the report. We already know Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mick Foley, and The Rock will be on the show in some capacity. Eliminate Hulk Hogan's name as well. Sting is even rumored to appear at some point, but nobody knows exactly what is going on with his neck. There are a few people who are likely. Possibly the biggest draw right now is Kurt Angle and Goldberg. We know, and I don't believe my fucking computer doesn't want to stop acting up. We know there have been some discussions with both men in the past, but nothing was reported as concrete for either man. The last and most likely is Ronda Rousey, who has been rumored for months. Could we see another case of Ronda taking it to Stephanie McMahon? This is possible. Of course, WWE could be swerving us for something completely different than what we are all thinking. Finn Balor. Finn Balor is the name here that you heard a lot of. Finn Balor is a name that's been discussed about making his main roster debut. And all I am going to say is, if you're going to debut Finn Balor and the Bullet Club, Balor Club, Bulletproof, whatever WWE is going to be calling them, Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows, I do not think it's the right time for them to be debuting at WrestleMania. Now, the only way I would be okay with it, is if they help Shane McMahon inside Hell in a Cell and he does go on to defeat The Undertaker. You could build a storyline from there the next night on Monday Night Raw. Okay? Now, if that is not going to be the case, I would save the group and I would save all three, including Balor, for WrestleMania, because you are going to certainly hit the reset button for Monday Night Raw and WWE as a company as a whole for the remainder of the year going into WrestleMania 33. I think it would be beneficial for the company, and I think it would be beneficial for all parties involved, Balor, Anderson, and Gallows, and I think it would be beneficial for the WWE audience to save something like that for the reset on Monday Night Raw following WrestleMania. I just think that would make the most sense when it comes to Finn Balor, only if you are not going to debut them inside Hell in a Cell to help Shane McMahon beat The Undertaker. Baron Corbin, I don't think Baron Corbin is ready for a WWE main roster spot right now. I certainly want him, from a fan's perspective, to gain a little bit more confidence in what he does in the ring, work on his mic skills a little bit more, but I do like the progress that I've seen from watching NXT on Baron Corbin's behalf. Kurt Angle is a name that's been discussed. Kurt Angle will be in Dallas on Saturday at WrestleCon during WrestleMania weekend. Jim Ross, coincidentally, actually reported on the Ross Report not too long ago that he is going to be at WrestleCon as well. So WWE invited him to Access. He will not be making Access that weekend, but he's doing WrestleCon. Other WWE, Hall of Famers or past acts will be at WrestleCon as well. So could Kurt Angle be returning to WrestleMania 32? Could he make an appearance on Sunday at the pay-per-view, being that he's already going to be in Dallas? Could he show up for Monday Night Raw? I don't know, but Kurt Angle's name is certainly, right now, a hot name in the rumor mill to be making a return to the WWE. I don't see Goldberg returning. Sting, obviously, we talked about. We don't know what's going on with his neck. We know everybody else Legends-wise, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mick Foley, Edge, Christian, they're all going to be there. Ronda Rousey is probably the name least, to be expected to show up at WrestleMania. I don't know what's going on with that. Could we see it? Could WWE work out a deal with Dana White like they did last year and have Ronda Rousey get involved in the main event, or the main event according to some, of Roman Reigns and Triple H? We know The Rock is probably going to have a role in that match. Could Ronda Rousey be that force to stop Stephanie McMahon again, to help Roman Reigns win, as well as lend a helping hand to Dwayne Johnson? I don't know. This is certainly all possible, and I've been very critical of WrestleMania. I've been very, very critical of the entire build, the card, and everything that's happened so far with this event. All I know is that WWE more than likely is not going to let us down as far as surprises. Anything is possible. It's going to be an unbelievable, informative evening after WrestleMania when all is said and done. Anything can happen. There's going to be a ton of shit to report. There's going to be a ton of shit and rumors going around right now, but this is why I report this type of thing, because speculation for the biggest event of the year is always a great talking point. It always gets people excited. And listen, it's WrestleMania week, man. We all may hate the fucking build and the card and the way things are shaping up, but there's no doubt in my mind that we're all excited to see what happens. I mean, we're all fucking waiting to see what happens with Shane McMahon. So it's going to be interesting. I say save Finn Balor for Monday Night Raw. I think Joe will take the title. I think it's Joe's time, and the way the build-up has been, we'll discuss that, like I said, on Off the Script. But I think you save Finn Balor for Monday Night Raw if and only if you are not going to use him for Hell in a Cell. Other than that, that's pretty much all I got, guys. That is the latest up-to-date rumors on a possible Finn Balor debut for WrestleMania and Monday Night Raw following WrestleMania 32. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Vote in the poll. Do you think Finn Balor will drop the NXT title to Samoa Joe at TakeOver Dallas? And I'll be back with more, man. I'll be here for you guys all weekend long. I got WWE 2K16 simulations of Finn Balor and Samoa Joe, as well as the two biggest matches on WrestleMania Sunday. I got news and rumors breaking. I got Off the Script. The podcast went up on iTunes, WrestleMania 32 and NXT preview and predictions. If you guys want to get a head start on what I'm going to talk about on Friday, iTunes, PodBean, Stitcher Radio, and AudioBoom live right now. Go and download it if you guys got mobile devices. That is all I got, guys. This is JD. This is the #1 source for WWE news and rumors right here on YouTube.com. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll be back with more late-breaking WrestleMania 32 coverage all weekend long. Talk to you later.